Keep it nicely lined up because it's easier for you to follow. Good setting out is not about being friendly on the examiner, it's about being friendly on yourself so you can have clever thoughts. Oh man. Should I practice what I preach and just write it out, or should I be sloppy? Okay, that was very naughty. I'm sorry I did that. That's the total opposite of what I just recommended. Now, the next thing is not an algebra thing. The next thing is a trigonometric thing. Emily Stark, what is it? Sine squared plus cos squared? Yeah? Now, how do we handle fractions inside fractions? There's two ways. We can multiply top and bottom by something clever, or if it's just a simple fraction underneath a simple fraction, you can just now treat it as a division. This is highly advanced algebra here. Oh, sweet, look at that. Now, when you have started with the left-hand side and end up with the right-hand side, you're done. Yeah? So, mixed of algebra, mix of trigonometric facts. So, for example, I swapped sine squared plus cos squared theta there with the number 1. That's a classic trigonometric fact. I did some substitutions at the top here, right at the start. Now sometimes you get so frustrated that you just cut one option loose and maybe you work with the other side. If they join up, that's also good enough. So you can go left hand side equals, give up. Then you go, oh, maybe I should have started with the right hand side. And you go right hand side equals. If they finish in the same spot, that's also good enough, because that's not doing red dudes. That's just saving yourself a bit of time, because you could just copy that fellow out in reverse under there. But the examiners all understand that you don't need to do that. Okay? Do you want to see another example of that? Yeah? Okay, so. Or should I just do a simplification? Should I do another identity, or do you just want to see a simplification? They're basically the same thing. Jodie, what would you like? Does anybody want to see another identity with the left-hand side thing? You said you did a few seconds ago. Okay, well, I'll just do a simplification. It's basically the same thing. It's just that you have to judge when it's simple enough to stop. Right? Now, so an example would be, simplify this. Sine theta, cot theta, sec theta. Now, because I can see the book, I know what that's going to end up as. If the identity version of that would just be prove that this is exactly equal to that thing. It's just that I'm not going to tell you what it is. We're just going to go with the flow, right? So let's say that's sine theta. Let's say that that's cos theta over sine theta, and let's say that that's 1 over cos theta. There we go. So it came out pretty nice. Can't really be any simpler than that. So you stop. Okay. Here's another example. Simplify sine theta, cos theta, sec theta plus cosec theta. What should we do? Trig stuff or algebra stuff? Who votes algebra stuff? Couple, who votes trig stuff? Okay, I'm going to do algebra stuff first. Just going to expand the bracket. Now I'll do some trig stuff. Whoops. So there we go. That cancels with that. That cancels with that. Is that simple enough? The question is, how could any be any simpler, right? So some textbook writer could come up with a version of that. They could say, prove that, well, they'd say, prove that this is equal to that. It's just that you have to judge what's good enough to stop. Okay? Now, I'll just tell you about another wording. Sometimes they say put stuff in terms of stuff. It's important that you know what counts as a good answer when it's in terms of. So this is in terms of sine theta and cos theta. So that's fine, but what wouldn't be fine? What can't be in an answer that says in terms of sine theta and cos theta? Yeah, you can't have, when you look at each type of thing, all the other possibilities of that thing cannot be there. There are 6 trig ratios that you now know. If it says in terms of sine theta and cos theta, the other 4 are barred. Yeah? What else is barred? Each type of thing, we just talked about the trig ratios, that's a type of thing. If it says in terms of sine theta and cos theta, it cannot be any other letter. You can't have a cos alpha or a sine alpha. Okay, we've got a plus, what else are you allowed? You're allowed the 4 operations, anything else? You're allowed fraction lines, you're allowed root symbols, you're allowed powers. Anything else? You're allowed ordinary numbers. Yeah, just the basic things that appear on a calculator. But absolutely not on to have any other possibilities but sine and cos or any other letters but theta. Okay? We cool with that? Right, now the final thing is equations. Right, so this is where you do red dudes, right? Okay, so here is a question.